Hello, I'm Leon Kolaski, and I'm here with my good friend Joyce, and we wanted to share a little bit about her experience as a energy mastery instructor and teacher, and talk about like her journey with it. Um, so Joyce, tell me what initially got you into energy mastery and doing this work.
I would say initially what got me into it, for one, I was already coaching on my business with Sioban Moran, and then found out she was teaching this. And my first reaction to it was like, it's a little strange. So I don't know if I want to do that. And then the more that I um, had the energy work done on me and found such a profound impact, I went, okay, I got to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think, probably what really happened for me is that I experienced it as a client and then thought, okay, I got to learn how to do this.
Yeah, and I think probably the most amazing part about this is that this doesn't occur in person. You know, that we can work on people anywhere in the world, which is just
It
baffling that it even works.
is. It's amazing.
Quantum entanglement, if you want to get really scientific about it, but yeah, so interesting. And what did you try on your own? You know, did you have anything going on in your life that you were trying to resolve? Like, you know, what other things have you tried before this type of work?
Well, I started out 43 years ago as a therapist, counselor, therapist, and so psychotherapist. So I've been through all kinds of trainings myself to actually help myself because I had my own junk to deal with.
Mm,
And and then I would say I've always had a chatter brain, the brain, that monkey brain, chatter brain, whatever, that would never stop. And it was nonstop nagging. In fact, my husband said one time, you should just write a book with all that crap in your head because there's a lot, you know? And and so after doing the energy mastery work on myself, once I learned it, the chatter, because it's 90% stopped. Like, I have events that impact me and it might start some chatter up, but overall, I don't live with that nonstop chatter bothering me. And I know it's because I'm doing energy cleanses.
mm. And what was the most unexpected thing that you've experienced with energy mastery?
I always tell people I'm still in awe of it. I've been doing it for 8 years. I'm still in awe every time something really amazing happens. Um, like I had a burn on my fingers when I first learned energy mastery. And I thought, oh, I'll try it on this. And I did. And the next morning I didn't have any blisters.
Mm.
I immediately put a pan on my hands, blisters on 3 fingers, did the energy work. The next morning they weren't even red. There were no blisters. And that was just like, oh my gosh, this works.
Yeah, I think it was a few months back, I had told you that on accident, I cut myself, like cut almost the top of my thumb off. Like it was the most I've ever bled in my life. And my first thought was, I don't want to go to the, emergency room. And the second thing I did was I grabbed my crystal. I was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done. And so, I started working on myself right away. And like the next day I was fine. It was,
Yeah.
nobody would
Yeah.
believe stuff.
Yeah. And I can even be in the middle of like an anxiety attack, or I don't even call it anxiety attack, just feeling maybe some sadness, crying, feeling anxious, and do a cleanse on myself. And halfway in the middle, I'm calm. And actually, just the other night, I had a family member that was in town and really experiencing a high anxiety, really upset, sobbing. And, as a mom, I'm like, okay, I don't know what else to do except just clean their energy field. So that's what I did. And halfway in the middle of it, they just calmed right down and
Mm-hmm.
said, thanks, Mom. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a wonderful, wonderful tool for me as a mom and a grandma to use with my family and my friends. But it's really awesome to see what it does for
And is there a moment where you realize that this stuff really works?
me. I don't know if there, maybe it was that first moment when I did the energy work on my fingers. That was like the next day after I got back from training in the class, or taking the class. Because I was still kind of skeptical of it, you know. And so it was probably that way. In that moment, I was like, well, that's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had many, many experiences after that where I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at this.
And so talk a little bit about what your life was like, before you had come across these tools, and what it looks like now, not just like personal life, your relationship with your husband, but even your business.
Well, relationship with my husband, first of all, he took the class also. So we're a whole lot calmer with one another, where we used to be more combative.
Mm,
So because he does the work on himself, I do the work on myself. So that's been really great. Um, my business, I've like quadrupled my business since doing this work.
mm-hmm,
And so then my income also.
mm-hmm.
And so that's made a drastic difference. Um, what was the other question? Can't remember.
Just the changes in your business
Oh,
from when.
okay. Yeah. So definitely huge changes in my business.
Yeah. And what made you want to decide to become a teacher? Because, in order to become a teacher of these teachings, you have to go through, lots of different classes. You have to heal and have, a certain number of miracles or shifts, with others. What made you decide to do that?
One, I love to teach. And I just love teaching. So when I heard that Sioban was going to train teachers, I was like, I'm all in because I'm a believer of the work.
Mm,
Because I'm such a big believer of the work and how it works and how it impacts the lives of people. I really feel like that's what I'm here to do, is to help bring light and love and joy and healing to people. And so this is just one more of those awesome tools. And
mm-hmm.
that's why I thought I have to teach. It's just in me.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think we're so blessed that we get to be a steward, of the teachings,
I
right?
agree.
It's like such a high honor,
Yeah,
to be entrusted with such sacred knowledge and
I
be able to
agree.
pass that on. So very cool.
Yeah.
And do you have any favorite story or miracle of helping somebody else with energy mastery?
Oh, I have lots of stories.
We share about one a week with each other, so I literally forget all of them.
um, oh wow. You know, with clients, I love, like, I actually um had a client that was a roper in the rodeo
Mm,
and came in on a Friday afternoon in extreme pain, like level 10 pain in his neck, because he'd been thrown off the horse a lot of stuff. And
sure.
and he's like, someone told me you could help me. I said, well, I'm not gonna promise anything, but and so I just did the work. 1 hour later, he's like, wow, I could go roping tonight. And I'm like, what the heck just happened here? I mean, I honestly still say I'm in awe every time.
I'm the same way. I had somebody that comes to my house that cuts my hair all the time, and for weeks upon weeks, she was in a car accident maybe 6 months ago, and I kept watching her limp get worse and worse and worse. I'm like, I could help you with that, and she kind of brushed it off a few times, and finally, like, we had a very short period of time that I had to work on her after she gave me a haircut, and like 10 minutes later, like, just miraculous, and it healed a bunch of other stuff for her. And so I'm doing a video with her tomorrow about that, so
But
it's just
good.
amazing,
Yeah. Yeah. It to me, I mean, I could just go on and on. Amazing stuff has happened.
Mhm.
And that guy was amazed. And he came back for a couple more sessions and then he took my class.
Wow, that's awesome. That's
You
awesome.
know, it is amazing what can happen with cleaning up the energy. The
Hmm.
body can literally start to heal immediately once you clean that energy off.
Absolutely. So if you were to just describe 3 words or pick 3 words to describe energy mastery, what would they be?
Wow. You should have given me warning on that one. 3 words. Well, miracles, magic, healing. I guess those are 3 words I would use.
Mm. And is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to in the future with this work?
I think just the more people to teach, just teaching more and more people, because I see it have such an impact on people's lives who take the class. You know, I have a class this week and I have a student who's coming who's experienced illness for like the last 10 years. She's young, she's vibrant, she's healthy, she's a dancer. I mean, she's just always, always in pain. And I'm so excited for her to have this. Like, I am so excited thinking this is going to be so life-changing for her. And that's what I love seeing people get this. I mean, I had a student from my last class who is divorced and has 10 children, and her life's hectic, and she does the work on herself every day. And she said her life is dramatically changed. She's so much calmer with her kids. She's just more focused in her days, feels better, feels lighter. You know, it's like, it's so rewarding. It's just super rewarding.
Yeah, I would agree.
So,
And what would you want to tell somebody that is on the fence about either doing some sessions with me personally, or attending one of my upcoming trainings, or any of the other teacher trainings?
well, if you're considering a session with Leon, go for it, because he's magic and you are very gifted, Leon. And so you do know how to use the work and you're very good at it. Considering the class, absolutely. I think it's not even a question. I don't know. I know some people balk at money for the class, but I always say to them, and yeah, what does it cost you for an emergency room visit?
Yeah.
You know, that's always my comeback. This is going to keep you out of an emergency room. Oh, and so I would say do both. Do sessions and do the class. Choose yourself. Choose yourself.
Yeah.
This is to me a big choosing of you.
Yeah. It's interesting too. I have so many people that come to me that they want to, purchase sessions, for somebody else. And all the time I end up working on that person first, because they're the one that need it.
Right.
Need it the most. So
yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you for doing this, Joyce. I'm just going to help some other people, be able to experience the miracles and magic that you and I have been able to be a part of with this work. So thanks again.
You bet. Happy to.